Hey, what is going on, guys? RvzStealth here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the #1 Ekko player in the world, Xiao Lao, who's been playing over on the Korean server quite a bit recently. He's been dominating the Korean server with his Ekko. So in this video we're going to take a look at one of his games. We're going to take a look at this 10-3-8 game here going up against Syndra and just try to break down what makes his Ekko so good. Before we get into the video though, I just want to quickly take a look at his OPGG here and just show you guys a couple of things that he does differently maybe than the average Ekko player. So one thing to note, if you just scroll down through his games here, is that he never goes Zhonya's on Ekko. I feel like Zhonya's is just such a noob trap item on Ekko. Pretty much none of the best Ekko players go for Zhonya's on him. Because your spike, once you pick up Rabadon's, it's just way too good to pass up on. If you go for Zhonya's, you just lack one-shot potential. Yes, you do have a bit more survivability, but you should have enough survivability already with your ultimate with Ekko. So by going Rabadon's third item, it just allows you to one-shot with with an EQ passive proc. You just one-shot squishy targets, so it's insanely strong. If you're somebody who does go Zhonya's third on Ekko, then I would definitely try to lean away from that. Like, he's only gone for Zhonya's once. Like, I'm scrolling down here, he's gone for it once in his past like 30 games or something. So let's just keep scrolling here. I'm pretty sure there's just that one game to where he goes Zhonya's. I'm pretty sure he never builds it other than that though. So yeah, you just keep scrolling here. Doesn't have a Zhonya's on Ekko. He's played a Galio game, but he's gonna go Zhonya's on Galio. But yeah, on his Ekko, he does not go for Zhonya's. Another thing to note here, let's actually just change the filter so we only see Ekko games. Another thing to note here though is that he does not, or he does run the Ignite in certain matchups. So against Sylas, he runs Ignite every single game, and against Kassadin, he runs Ignite every single game. He'll also look to run Ignite against more so easier early game matchups. So he likes to run it into Qiyana as well. It looks like here he's gone 2 Ignite games in a row against Qiyana. If we scroll down here, Ignite against Aurelia, which is kind of interesting. I feel like you'd want TP in that matchup, but nevertheless, another Ignite game here against Sylas. Sylas again. So he goes Ignite into Sylas, and I think the reasoning behind this is because Sylas's early game, if he runs Ignite as well, he doesn't have the most he doesn't have the best sustain in the early game. So with the Ignite on Ekko, if you can just out sustain him, drop him low on mana, then you can eventually look to solo kill Sylas. And I guess also Ignite's really good for the Sylas healing from his W, and if he steals your ultimate, you also can Ignite him to reduce the healing from your ultimate. So yeah, Ignite into Sylas seems to be a thing for him pretty much every game. And then he also goes it into Kassadin. There's not a Kassadin matchup here yet, but if we keep scrolling down, we should be able to find one. Keep scrolling here. Yeah, it's just pretty much every game into Sylas though, if you notice here. Sylas, so many Sylas matchups in high elo in Korea right now. But here's our first Kassadin one. So he goes Ignite into Kassadin there. He played against the same Kassadin player 2 games in a row, it looks like, and he went Ignite both times there. So if you're in an easier early game matchup, or if you're against Sylas like Kassadin, then he likes to go that Ignite. But any other matchup, he does go the TP. So if he's in a harder early game matchup, teleport is just gonna be best for pretty much every game in those scenarios. And then for the rune setup he likes to run on his Ekko, he does go for the very standard primary page here of Electrocute, Sudden Impact, Eyeball, and then Ravenous. And then for secondary, goes for the DMAT, goes for the Time Warp Tonic. He likes to do the strategy to where you go Dematerializer, you go for Dark Seal Dorans on your first base, you grab a Revolver. Once you hit level 7, if you use all your Dematerializers on the back wave, you can start one-shotting that at level 7 there. So it just allows you to have a lot better roam potential earlier on in the game. And he also goes for the Time Warp Tonic there. Extra sustain for the laning phase. Ekko's early game is his weakest point, so by going for the Time Warp, it allows you to sustain through that a little bit easier. Alright, so if we get into a game here now, he's going up against this Syndra matchup, and what he's going to look to do here early on is that he's just going to look to play very, very safe. Against Syndra, she can just look to walk up and zone you with Q if you walk up to try to CS. So what he's looking to do here is he just doesn't want to take any unnecessary poke in the early game. So he's just sitting very far back here, letting Syndra push into him, not taking any unnecessary poke. And if you can do this with Ekko, if you can just try to, you obviously don't want to miss every single CS, but if you can just try to make sure you're getting the most CS possible without taking any unnecessary damage in the early game, that's how you want to play it. That's how you want to look to get past your weaker early game on Ekko. So he's just looking to CS with Q, sitting very safe here in lane, not trying to move up, not getting hit by any Syndra Qs unnecessarily. And he's gonna hit the level 2 here, so this is to where, like, if you hit level 2 before Syndra, you can look to jump on her, but they hit it at the same time, so he's not gonna look to go in here. Syndra's gonna take E at level 2, I assume, so yeah, she takes E at level 2. He can't really look to jump in as long as that ability is up. I think you do have a little bit of a window to where Syndra E is still on cooldown when your EQ comes back up with Ekko, so you can look to take advantage of that, but it is a pretty small window, I'm pretty sure. So right here, he's just looking to shove the wave, get his level 3 here. His Olaf is playing for top crab, so I assume what he's looking to do here is he's just trying to shove the wave back of his Olaf, looking for an aggressive invade play, so he wants to be able to move first if his Olaf ends up finding the Elise or something. So Syndra's about half mana right now. He's got the TP advantage, right? Syndra's got the heal in this matchup, so if he can just look to drop Syndra low on mana, and if he can just trade pretty evenly in this matchup, then he's going to have the advantage because he can just TP back to lane. He can force Syndra to lose like pretty much a full wave, or he should be able to force her to lose about a full wave. So Syndra's like out of mana right now, which is really good for him. So right here, he's going to look for a roam play bot lane. He's got the priority. He's going to TP actually, which is pretty interesting here. Going to TP, trying to cut them off. Maybe that was a little bit late. I don't know. Let's actually take a look back at this here and just see what his thought process was behind this teleport here. If we get like let's get an angle on bot lane. So let's take a look at bot lane here when he goes for it, and we'll just see what bot lane's looking like. Okay, let's just pause this here. Take a look. What's his reasoning behind this TP? I feel like if he was gonna TP, he should have TP'd like right now. Like why is I feel like he shouldn't be waiting this long. But maybe he didn't want to TP until he saw the Olaf. I think that's his reasoning, or that's the reasoning to why he didn't TP sooner, is that he feels like Elise is going to win this 1v1, so he doesn't want to waste TP in right now. But as he sees the Olaf, that's when he TPs in, because he wants to be able to try and help. But unfortunately, like, it's just a little bit late. It takes too long to come in, and then the Aatrox and the Olaf just walk away. All right, so he doesn't end up losing anything for that, right? The only thing he loses is his teleport, like, which is kind of unfortunate, but he doesn't lose any XP or gold mid because he shoved the wave in first, then he looked to roam down to river, look for a roam opportunity. So it's not the end of the world by any means. He's still gonna be fine in this matchup here. He just loses a little bit of tempo in lane because Syndra gets a base in here, or maybe not. Oh, this is really, really big. Okay, that's so big that he stopped the base there on Syndra. Because if Syndra would have based, she would have had tempo in this lane. She would have been able to get a nice base time in there. I feel like Syndra's a little bit greedy with the way she sat there, or the way that she just didn't move back further to look for a base. Because if she got the base in there, she would have been in control of this lane for a little bit. But now he can look to dictate the first base time. So if you have the HP advantage, if you have the mana advantage, you should not be letting the enemy base for free without missing anything. So what he's going to look to do here is he's just going to constantly look to shove this wave in, force Syndra to either get a bad base time or force her to miss minions. And what's probably going to happen here is she's just going to get a bad base time because she doesn't want to lose out on any CS. So he's going to base now here. He's going to have the tempo in the lane. Syndra's going to be later coming back to lane than him. So what this allows him to do here is it allows him to look for a roam play, either like top lane or bot lane. It allows him to get vision on the map. So this is just really important here. Just keeping up tempo in the laning phase will allow you to just make plays and have more impact on the map than your enemy laner. So he's going to come back to lane here. We'll see what he does. What do you get for items? So he got Dark Seal and a Doran's Ring for items. That's exactly what you want to go for. If you're going for this like dematerializer strat to where you one hit back wave at level 7, you got to go Dark Seal, you got to go Doran's. Gives you enough AP there so you can start just hard shoving the wave and roaming at level 7. So that's what he's going to be going for this game. And now look at him. He's on the map before Syndra. He has the ability to look for a roam play before Syndra does. So he looks top lane, nothing there, comes back mid. Don't waste time roaming top, right? If there's not a play, like if you don't see a play, just don't roam top and end up wasting time. So he looks there, doesn't see a play, comes right back mid, shoves mid out, now looks for a roam play, possibly bot lane. So he's level 6 now. Level 6 is Ekko, insanely good dive potential. So you should be looking for like, you can look for dive plays bot lane, top lane. So Blast Cone is up here, super nice. So you're going to look to wrap around behind here, plant W, and you can just dive super easily with Ekko. So don't be afraid to make these plays. If you got your ultimate up, you can play very, very aggro right that. Picks up a free kill on the Thresh, and now he's just going to start snowballing. So he's 1-0. Really nice play there. And that was all because of like the tempo he had in lane. He had first base. He was able to just constantly shove the Syndra in. and he was able to make that really nice roam play there. So really good start to the game here for his Ekko. And he's just going to come back to mid now. Just constantly look to shove the wave in. He probably does have enough gold for a revolver possibly on base soon, so I assume that's what he's going to be looking to pick up next here. He's got his Leona coming in for a roam. But yeah, you've pretty much gotten past the more difficult part of this matchup now. Once you hit level 6 in this matchup, once you start getting your Proto Belt coming in, like the matchup becomes easier and easier, so he's definitely in a very, very good spot to win this game now. Looks like there's a skirmish breaking out. TP coming in here from Wukong, so they should win this. Top lane does not have TP on the enemy team, so they can just play very aggro for this here. Gets another kill there onto the Thresher. He gets an assist, which is a little bit unfortunate. To get a kill here, nice. He gets a kill on Syndra. Gonna come in here, try to get a kill on Thresh. Gets the stun. I assume he used Q like that because he thought the stun didn't hit. He probably didn't have vision in the bush right away, so he wasn't sure if the stun hit Thresh, so he used Q like that in case it didn't hit. But it ends up hitting anyways. Wukong picks up the kill. And this is a really, really good start to the game for his team here. So he's just going to look to hard shove the wave in now. Get a base in. I assume with those 2 kills, he definitely has enough gold for Proto Belt now. Or not Proto Belt, sorry, Revolver. He at least has enough gold for Revolver. Probably enough for a Ruby Crystal as well. But we'll see what he picks up here. And notice the Syndra there. She did go Merc Treads as well. So if you're playing, usually like as the Ekko in this matchup, it depends on the game. Like if you're against Syndra Elise, definitely look to go Merc Treads if you're playing Ekko. If you're only against Syndra though, like this game is kind of iffy because they only have 1 AP, right? They don't have a ton of hard CC, so it'll be interesting to see what he goes for his boots in this game. But the reason why Syndra went Mercs is because she's against Leona, she's against an Elise, Ekko, like lots of AP, lots of CC. Kai'Sa even has some AP in there, so the Merc Treads for Syndra are really high value this game. And it does just prevent Ekko's ability to just jump on her, burst her out really quickly. So yeah, he did have enough. I was completely right. He had enough for a Revolver and a Ruby Crystal on his base, so really, really nice spike here for his Ekko. He's also about, like, he's probably not a level up, but he's a little bit ahead of Syndra in XP as well right now, which is really nice. One thing to note too here, he's got his sweeper, so once you start roaming on Ekko, you always want to pick up a sweeper. If you're somebody who does not go sweeper at all, if you just hold on to your wards, or if you go blue trinket, which you shouldn't, definitely look to swap over to sweeper. Usually once you hit that level 7, right, you're going to be able to one-hit the back wave, you're going to be able to start roaming a lot. So once you hit that level 7, you should definitely have the sweeper. If you get a snowball going even earlier though, like say you get an early kill in lane, you get like a solo kill or you get like a couple kills, you can even grab a sweeper earlier on. Like if you think you're going to be able to roam, like hard shove and roam even earlier on, you can grab your sweeper, but usually you should have it at least like at level 7 there to where you can one hit back wave. Looks for a pick there. That's a wall hop there that you really should practice on your Ekko. It's a little bit more difficult one to hit. It's not one you're going to use like every single game, but go into practice tool, practice that wall hop there. I'd say it's probably one of the more difficult ones. Also on this side right here, this is probably the most difficult wall hop in the game, but you can do it. So if you don't know how to do those wall hops, definitely go into practice tool and just try them out, because once you start fighting for like dragons, fighting for barons, like they do come into effect, or they can come into effect every single game if you know when to look for them, if you know how to use them. So I mean, he looked for the pick there. Over here right on the Syndra, if the W hits, he gets a free chunk, possibly even gets a kill. But it's always good to look for those plays on Ekko, like be fishing for those Ws. Try to find picks whenever that ability is up, especially if you have a lead in the laning phase. So right here, he's just looking for a plate. And he does have enough gold for, I assume he has enough gold for his, I keep calling it Revolver. He's enough gold for his Proto Belt right now, I assume. So what he's going to look to do probably here is hard shove wave, look for a base. Once you get Proto Belt in this matchup, like you can just start playing really, really aggressively. So yeah, it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do here. I assume Cannon Wave is coming in, so it's perfect time to base for him. He's not going to lose anything here. Let's actually just see. Is it the Cannon Wave coming in here? Oh, it's not Cannon Wave, but I mean, he still just hard shoved the wave and he based anyway, so he's probably not going to miss anything at all here for this. And he actually, okay, he TP bot lane. What, I wasn't even paying attention. Okay, let's go back a little bit here. Let's watch this TP, because he ends up dying actually. All right, so he's basing here. He's going to pick up his Proto Belt. Let's take a look at this TP play here. So it looks like Thresh, or not Thresh, Varus and Thresh are playing a little bit up there. And this is just the damage from Varus Q, honestly. Like, I guess he just didn't expect it there. But Varus flashed away. He's got cleanse up as well, actually, so I feel like Varus actually could have lived. Probably wouldn't have traded 1 for 1 though, because Ekko would have ulted out probably if he cleansed. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's just him underestimating Varus damage for the most part, and he wanted to pick up the kill too. I think it's a worth trade, honestly. If you get a 1 for 1 as Ekko, you get snowballing in the early game, I would say that's worth it for sure. So I mean, it's not ideal. Obviously, you want to live. You want to use your ult there and live, but at the same time, it's a 1 for 1. He ends up missing like a wave mid, so honestly, like in the grand scheme of things, he probably would have like gotten the same value out of just going back to mid and farming a wave or 2, but he also gets a little bit he also denies Varus some XP too, so overall I think it's a pretty even play. Right here he's gonna look to go on to Olaf, and he actually pops Sweeper. That's really interesting. Does Sweeper deny Thresh Lantern? I'm actually not too sure. Let me know down in the comments, guys. Do you know if Sweeper denies or disables Thresh Lantern? Because he used it there as soon as the Lantern came out. Let's actually take a look back at that. That's really interesting. I don't know if he just accidentally used Lantern, or not Lantern, if he accidentally used Sweeper, but he used it there as soon as the Lantern came out. So let's actually just take a look here. Go back and take a look at this, because Olaf wasn't able to click on it either, right? I don't know if it was because of the Sweeper or if it because he was just standing on top of it. Yeah, he's got his Sweeper pop there, and Olaf's not clicking on it, so I don't know if he just did a really good job of just standing on the Lantern or if it was because of the Sweeper. Let me know down in the comments below, guys. I don't think it's a thing. Like, I've never seen a Sweeper disable a Thresh Lantern, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. All right, but nevertheless, he's just going to look to keep hard shoving here. Look for roam opportunities. Level 10 now on the Ekko. Syndra's only level 9, so he's a level up. Fish for these W's here, right? This is what you can look to do. Grab a pink ward in your side bush here. You should be doing this every game as Ekko, especially if you get an advantage. Side pink in the bush there, and then just look for W picks. If the enemy extends out a lane, you'll be able to do this a lot more in the lower elos. Like, higher elos players are going to expect that. It's a pretty standard Ekko play, but if you're a lower elo Ekko player, you can definitely look to take advantage of this pretty much every game. Like, players will just extend into the middle of the lane, you'll get a free W off on them, and you'll get a really big chunk. So definitely look to try that out if you haven't already on your Ekko. But right here, he's looking to find the Aatrox. I guess Aatrox was just in Fog of War there, so he wasn't able to see him. A little bit unfortunate, would have been a free kill, but it's all good. Gonna come back to mid here, keep shoving mid out. Looks like the enemy team is on Dragon here, which is a bit unfortunate because I feel like they should be able to control Dragon. Like, he's got the priority. I feel like maybe that's a bit of a misplay on his part by going topside there when Dragon's up, because I feel like they should be able to contest this Dragon. I think both top laners have TP up. Yeah, I don't know why they gave that Dragon for free, to be honest. Unless, like, Kai'Sa or Leon. I didn't see, like, the HP on Kai'Sa and Leona. Maybe they were low or something, but if it was an even fight, like, if both teams were full HP, I think they should have been able to win that. Alright, he's gonna come in here, take this blue buff. And yeah, bot lane towers haven't dropped yet either, so he's just gonna be staying mid for quite a while here, it seems. Once he does end up, or once bot lane and top lane towers drop, he's gonna probably look to dip into side lane and start split pushing with his TP on Ekko. But right here, just constantly shove mid. It's kind of like a lull state right now. Like, there's not too much going on. He's just looking to constantly shove mid in, look to roam. So just gonna come back to mid here. Syndra has a roam opportunity top, so hopefully Wukong plays a little bit safe here. This could be bad. Wukong actually could be dead here. Yeah, he's probably dead, so I think he should just probably push mid. Maybe he's gonna look to roam. Maybe Wukong's staying alive for a little bit longer than I expect. Alright, yeah, I guess he survived a bit longer than I expected. Just gonna come in here. Should get a kill on Olaf. This should be pretty nice. Pick up his 4th kill of the game. And then Wukong, how is Wukong still alive? Is this champion just busted or what? He got 1v3, did he not? Like, am I seeing things wrong here? I'm pretty sure he got 1v3 and he somehow survived for that long. Alright, right here, I feel like this is a bit of a misplay on the W. I feel like he could have placed a little bit further forward and got the stun there on Aatrox, but he still gets the kill. Bit of a misplay if we're nitpicking, but honestly, they still get the kill. He has to burn ult for it though. I think if he just placed his W a little bit further forward there, they would have got the kill without him having to use W, or without him having to use ultimate. Sorry. But we're gonna look to pick up top tower here. This is really good. Once these top and bot towers start dropping, this is really nice for Ekko. because then he can just start winning side lane very easily against the Syndra. And there's really no champion. I guess Aatrox can match him, but if Syndra tries to match the Ekko, then he's just gonna win that all day. So this is what you really want to have here on your Ekko. All right, so now he's gonna look for, what is he gonna do? Look for a base here. Okay. I assume he's got an item spike or something that he wants to pick up here. He's probably got his Lich Bane possibly. Let's see. Yeah, he's got his Lich Bane spike. So you never want to delay that, right? Never want to delay your Lich Bane spike. Your Proto Lich Bane is so strong on Ekko. So as soon as you can get your Lich Bane, unless there's something like you need to be doing on the map, like unless there's like a dragon coming up right away, or there's like Baron that you need to be taking, like you want to be basing for that Lich Bane. Just try to ping your team out. Just let your team know that you need to get this base in here, because you just spike really nice once you pick up those 2 items. And then right here, what does he have his TP up? His TP is coming up very soon. So what he can look to do here is he can look to side lane. He can also just look to, I don't know if dragon spawning soon. I assume dragon spawning not too long from now. But yeah, I think the play here, I guess he's going to look for a flank play mid. Leona's going to come in with an ult there. Really nice play by Thresh to deny that. So that's what you want to look to do as Ekko, right? I feel like he should, I don't know, I feel like he should be split pushing top here, but he's just looking for flank opportunities. He's looking for opportunities to kill the enemy Varus and Thresh, both immobile champions, right? I mean Thresh does have Lantern, but they both don't have gap closers, so if you can land a W on them, if you can land a W on Thresh especially, you should be able to pick up kills pretty easy. But yeah, right here, he's going to base and go top. Honestly, I feel like this is what he should have been doing prior to this. But I mean, I'm not going to question the best Ekko player in the world. He obviously has his reasonings behind what he's doing. So I guess he saw a flank opportunity mid, or he saw an opportunity to pick up a kill mid, so he went for it there. But now he's just going to look to dip into the side lane. This is what you want to do in most of your Ekko games. Like once bot and top towers drop, dip into the side lane with your teleport. If you're running Ignite, it's a little bit more difficult to do this. And you generally, like, if you got the Ignite, you can still split push, but it's usually best like for you to try to like group a little bit more with the Ignite, because I mean if you have the teleport or if you have the Ignite and you're split pushing and your team is just looking to fight, then it's not going to be very good if they end up like fighting a 5v4 and you end up losing. So it kind of depends on how the game is going. Like if you're really far ahead with that Ignite and there's objectives especially coming up, just look to group. But I mean if you're behind, if the only win condition for your team is for you to like win the side lane, then it's still going to be okay for you to split push with the Ignite. But right here, it looks like what he's going to look to do. Dragon spawning, you can see there, it's, if you can see on the mini-map, it's like yellow. So it's spawning very soon, or it might be spawned right now, actually. You can't really see. But what he's doing here is he's just looking for a TP flank. So he's sitting in base. He wants the extra movement speed here. Or actually, never mind. You don't have home guards yet. It's only 18 minutes. I was thinking he was sitting in base for the home guard movement speed, but he's going to just come in for a TP flank here. Go back in with his ultimate. Honestly, really clean play. Oh, it's unfortunate Aatrox had flash. If Aatrox didn't have flash, that would have been such a clean play there. Let's actually rewind this and take a look. Because he jumps in there, chunks out the Varus. Alright, let's take a look at this again here. Jumps in with W. Oh, it's unfortunate Varus flash. Wait, he had flash? I mean, honestly, I feel like he could have flashed after Varus there, maybe. And possibly passive procced and autoed and got the kill? I don't know, is that a bit of a misplay? Possibly he didn't have enough damage there. Let's actually just see how much HP Varus had here. Let's actually just rewind this a bit. I just want to see how much HP Varus had, if he could have actually killed him here with a flash auto himself. So he goes in here. If his Q hits and he autos, it's definitely a kill. If it's just an auto here, I feel like Varus lives with a sliver of HP, and then he could get CC'd. Like, I feel like the reasoning behind his ultimate here, right, is he doesn't want to get chain CC'd. And they have a lot of chain CC from the Thresh, the Syndra stun, right? So this is just a safe play here. When you're playing Ekko into any, like, hard CC, it's always better to just ult sooner than later a lot of the time. So that's what he does here. He just ults because he just doesn't want to get chain CC'd and die. He did go for Merc Treads, though, this game. I know we were talking about that earlier, like whether he'd go Mercs or Sorks this game. So I guess he figures that the CC from the Varus, the Thresh, the Syndra are worth the Merc Treads. If they didn't have like a Thresh, and if they didn't have like Varus, say it's like a Kaisa, say it's like, I don't know, a Bard or something, or who's a support that doesn't have like hard CC? If it's like a Janna, I think if it's like a Kaisa Janna, he goes Sorks this game. because I don't think it's worth it for just the Syndra, but I think it's because of the Varus Thresh CC. He goes Mercs this game here. But yeah, this is just a really nice play here. He knows where his ultimate's gonna be. Flashes right back to that. He would have lived here too. It's a bit unfortunate. He would have lived if it weren't for the Aatrox flash. But yeah, I think Varus used Cleanse there actually. So if Varus doesn't have Cleanse, if that's any other game, I feel like he actually kills Varus. So it's still a really good play to go for, I think. Just a bit unfortunate, like the Summoners falls this game. You don't see Cleanse on AD carries very often, like at all. But I guess, I mean, it's good this game, right? Because they have there's a Leona, there's an Ekko, there's an Elise, lots of pick potential, lots of chain CC potential. So I think it's a good option definitely for Varus to go Cleanse. Just a bit unfortunate for his Ekko there, because if that was a heal AD carry, I definitely think like he gets the kill there on the Varus. All right, so the enemy team ends up getting the dragon, I think, or who even got the dragon? Yeah, the enemy team got the dragon because he ended up dying there. So a bit unfortunate, but they're definitely still in the game. They're only down 2k gold right now. He's 6-2 on his Ekko, so they still have a very good chance to win this game, obviously. All right, so what he's gonna look to do at this point, he's just gonna look to split bot here. He doesn't have his teleport up yet, or he just used his teleport, obviously, so I feel like actually at this point in the game here, because he doesn't have teleport and because Baron is coming up soon, it's actually kind of risky for him to be bot lane. I think he leaves his Wukong to go bot lane here, right? If you don't have your teleport up as Ekko, then it is definitely risky for you to be playing on the opposite side of the map to the objective. So like say you're running Ignite like we were talking about earlier, you can still split push, but you should be splitting to the side of the map to where like the next objective is. So if Baron's the next objective here and you don't have TP, or if you have Ignite, then look to split top side. Look to be pressuring top side just so you don't just so you're not completely on the opposite side of the map and you can't get there. If the enemy team like gets a pick on your team and they start Baron, like if you're on the opposite side of the map, then you're not gonna be able to get there to do anything. So yeah, he's gonna look to split top. Really good macro play here. He goes top, Wukong goes bot. Wukong's got the TP, so it's a really nice play here. And then just look to push in these side waves. I feel like there's gonna be, yeah, it looks like if you can see on the timeline there, it looks like there's a little bit of just nothing going on for the next couple minutes here. I assume it's just gonna be looking to hard shove in side lanes, look for flank opportunities whenever he can. So he's got top lane pushing. He can go mid here, look for a fish for like a W on the enemy team. Look for a flank play. This is what you should be doing with Ekko in the mid game, right? What you should be doing: shove in side lane, look for a flank opportunity mid, and just rinse and repeat that over and over again. If you can, if you're really strong and you can just straight up like dive the enemy, say like you're really far ahead and the enemy mid is just playing a very squishy champion, then you can just look to keep splitting and keep pressuring the tower and just keep hitting the tower. But against the Syndra here, she can pretty easily just like clear out the wave and sit at her tower, and you don't have the most dive potential, especially if she's got her heal up in this situation. So just looks to shove in top, looks for flank opportunities here. He's in the Fog of War, right? Play around the Fog of War, use your sweeper to make sure that you're not seen. This is how you want to play Ekko in the mid game here. Once this top wave ends up shoving back out to him, I assume he's going to go back top and just shove that back out. So let's see how he plays it here. Just look to clear out some vision here. And then yeah, top lane's still shoving into the enemy team, so he doesn't really need to go top lane right now. He can just be grouped with his team here. Yeah, just constantly looking for these W's, right? Fish for them whenever they're up. Look for these W picks. No harm in looking for them, right? If you get it, it's great. You get a pick. If you don't get it, then you don't lose anything for it, right? But yeah, now see top lane shoving back out here. He's gonna look to go right back to top lane, shove that back out, keep top lane shoving. So yeah, he's playing this game very well for the most part. Very well. And as you can see there as well, he's going towards his Rabadon, so he's already got a needlessly large rod, gonna be picking up that Rabadon's third item. Really insane spike once you pick that up. Like I was saying at the very start of the video, Rabadon spike just allows you to one-shot. Insanely good once you pick that up. Especially like if you're snowballing, if the enemy AD carries like a couple levels down on you too, like it's just absolutely ridiculous how easy you can just pop them with an EQ combo. All right, so what he's gonna look to do here now is dragon spawning in about a minute. I think the gray thing on the dragon there means it's a minute. I think the yellow one, when it turns yellow, it means 30 seconds. So it's about a minute from spawning. So what he's going to do now is he does have TP now, right? So when you got TP on your Ekko, play to the opposite side of the map of the objective. It depends on like whether you have your TP up or not, right? If you don't have your TP, you want to be playing on the side of the map to the objective. But when you don't, or when you do have your TP up, you want to be on the opposite side of the map. So dragon's the next objective here, right? At least it looks like it. Yeah, dragon spawning here in 30 seconds. So he's just playing to the opposite side of the map. He's got his teleport ready to come in here if a fight happens. And it looks like they actually have pings going down on the Baron. I don't know who pinged that, if we can even see who pinged it, but they got pings on Baron here because the enemy team is doing Dragon. And it doesn't look like, if you see the wards there on the map towards Dragon, they weren't able to get any control over it. So this is just a really smart macro play here. Not too sure who called that out, if it was Xiao Lao or if it was somebody else, but this is a really nice play here because they just trade the Dragon for the Baron, and it's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it, especially if you can't like get control over Baron or control over Dragon yourself, right? If they were to look to face check into that Dragon and try to get vision, they probably would die, right? Xiao Lao top lane, he doesn't have the ability to, or he doesn't, because he's top lane, his team is 4v5, right? Or potentially 4v5, so they don't have the ability to really easily just look to walk in for free vision or look to walk in to get vision, so that's just a great play there. He was topside. They didn't have any vision on Baron, or the enemy team didn't have vision on Baron, so they just looked to trade the Baron for Dragon. And then he's just going to look for another flank play here, right? Look to be setting up these flank plays in the mid game. I feel like he could have flashed maybe for that kill on Varus. If he's timing summoner spells correctly though, he knows Varus has his flash up, right? So he's probably thinking, okay, if I flash for this and Varus just flashes away, I probably don't get the kill and I waste my flash. So I mean, honestly though, I think trading flash, Ekko flash for Varus flash is definitely worth it. So I don't know, I feel like he could have flashed for that for sure. Right here though, playing super aggro. He doesn't have his ult up. He just used his, okay. I feel like that's a little bit too overzealous there. He just used his ultimate mid to try to go back onto the Olaf, and then he ends up just playing super aggro to go in on the Olaf and the Kaisa, or not on the Kaisa, on the Varus. I feel like the reasoning behind that play there is that he probably just didn't have vision on Syndra, or he didn't know where Syndra was. I don't know. It just feels like it's way too aggro though, because he doesn't have his ult up. If he has his ult up, it's a fine play for sure. But what he does here is he uses his ult back to go in on Olaf for really no reason, because I mean, the Olaf just ends up getting away. He doesn't get anything out of it. And yeah, I'm guessing it's just because they don't know where Syndra is, right? He just doesn't see the Syndra here, so he ends up going down. And I think the Leona was a little bit late there as well coming into the fight. But yeah, that's a bit of a throw there, honestly. They had a really nice fight, really good flank there on the Varus. And then he ends up just kind of throwing it back a little bit there. But they're still in a fine spot. He's got his death cap spike now, right? 26 minutes in with a death cap on Ekko is absolutely insane. You just start one-shotting super hard with this now, so he's still in a fine spot. They can still win this game. He just gotta rinse and repeat basically what he did prior here. Like, look for a flank play again. He's actually got his TP up here. This could be really interesting, because he could do exactly what he did before, to where he could look for a flank play and just get another pick on Varus here, because Varus doesn't have flash now. So let's just see what he does here. I think he's pinging on the way on that TP ward there. So let's see what he does. Comes in from behind, another really good flank, and yeah, exactly what I was thinking. Really nice flank play there. Super good. He's gonna get, oh, that's so clean, man. That's so clean. All right, they should actually be able to end the game here, honestly. But yeah, his TP flanks this game have been really good. They've been super good. So he ends up picking up 3 kills there. He should be able to get a kill on Thresh here as well. Or they could potentially end the game. 20 seconds on Varus. And it would be really risky, honestly. So I think going for the Thresh kill here is fine. If they had another 10 seconds on their timers, 100% they end the game. I think that if another 10 seconds, you don't go for that kill on Thresh and you just go mid and end. But you got Olaf up in 4 here, you got Varus up in 8, so yeah, it's a bit risky to go for the end here. But that's something to really keep in mind when you are playing Ekko, right? Is that once you get Lichbane, once you have your Rabadons here, if you're very strong, you hit towers, like you demolish towers at this point in the game. So you really got to take that into account when playing Ekko and just realize, like, if it's close, like if it's a close end on like a different champion, like if you're playing any other mid lane champion and it's a close end, like if you don't know if you're gonna be able to end the game, then on Ekko, likely you can end the game because he's going to deal a lot more damage than like your average mid lane pick. So you'd be surprised as to how many games like you can just win because you just deal an insane amount of damage to towers as Ekko. So it's something you just got to get used to, honestly. Something you got to get used to, understand like your damage potential on objectives later on in the game, and just use that to understand whether or not you can just rush for an end or whether or not you got to play a little bit back. All right, but it looks like the game is going to come to an end here very soon. They're probably just going to look to push up mid here, look for a fight. So yeah, he's got a Void Staff now. He's got 10 stacks on his seal. So he's just going to look to run straight up mid here. They get a pick on Varus, and they should get a kill on Thresh. So honestly, a bit of an anticlimactic ending, but it looks like they should be able to end the game here. Yeah, should be able to end the game. All right, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It's definitely, like, it obviously shows as to why this guy is such a good Ekko player. He's just so clean, macro-wise, mechanically. He's just very, very strong on his Ekko. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, be sure to drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to check out my stream, link will be down in the description below as well. But yeah, they should be able to close it out right here. Damage to towers is absolutely insane there with his Ekko. So yeah, he can just one-pop Nexus here with his E. But yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. So thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.